Good time of year. Welcome to outdoor season. That's where we are. We had a little preview last week at the Aztec Invitational. We took our team there traditionally to the Olympic Training Center for spring break. So we were there from Sunday to Saturday. Competed there, and of course, lots of good things come out of that meet for it being our first one. And then, of course, as always, doing this interview here is the opening of our home meet schedule here at the Hayward Premiere. Lots of teams coming in here, a chance for us to get all the surrounding schools in the state and surrounding state schools to come here and compete. So over 20 some odd schools coming to compete here at the Hayward Premiere. And then I guess backtracking a little bit, the success there out of the Aztec. 9 wins, 10 PRs there out of that meet, as well as our throws group. A phenomenal opening for them, and Ty Hampton in the javelin, and mine and Jada Ross there in the discus, as well as the javelin. And then our younger throws girl there in the javelin did extremely well. And so this week will kind of be a little bit of a focus on our distance runners opening up, because they were there in San Diego training with us, but they didn't compete. And so they'll have a little bit of a distance carnival type thing on Friday night, and then come back with some of the events on Saturday for the rest of our team. So congrats and kudos to Coach Whitsitt. He did a fantastic job there in getting those kids ready for the first one, and we'll try to keep that momentum moving.
Robert, it's been 3 years since you've done anything like this at the start of a outdoor season, and I assume it's been 3 years since you guys went to a training camp as well. Is it feeling more like normal now?
Sort of, kind of, yeah. We're excited about that. Excited to have all the kinks, or most of the kinks, ironed out here at Hayward, because we had a little quasi-soft opening last year with some meets. And one of the things that I think is important about this year is a chance for us to showcase all of the competitions here in the world. This is a year that is going to showcase the state of Oregon, the University of Oregon, Hayward Field like no other. We have an unprecedented schedule of home meets that are going to be here, from the NCAAs to the USAs to the high school meets to the middle school meets to the Prefontaine to the World Championships, being the cherry on top at the end, which is kind of what we've all been preparing for this year. So unprecedented time this year for Oregon track and field.
Is it harder for you? I mean, how does that impact you?
Not necessarily harder or anything like that. It's just par for the course. We are dealt the cards that we're dealt, and we deal with them as best we can. And I think that's life in a nutshell, and that's one of the things that we talk to our kids about, is about being mentally flexible. Everything is not going to go your way. There's going to be some ups and downs, and how you react and how you deal with them is what makes you as a person.
No, we're not done with the pandemic quite yet, but at the same time, we're sitting here without masks in person for the first time in a pretty long time. There's going to be fans in the stands and not really any worry. I mean, is it hard to repicture normal again after all of the things that have been in place for the last 2 years here?
Well, when you say done compared to where we are, it feels done. It feels done to our athletes. Coming back and getting the news from the university that we were out of mask on the 19th, it was a celebration. I could hear them cheering internally there. But of course, we'll continue to have to be safe, because there may be another wave of this thing coming through and starting in Europe. So it may end up being here in the States shortly. And of course, we'll continue to deal and be flexible like we talked about in the beginning. But it's nice to have some sense of normalcy. We were in California and there was no mask mandate there, and so we moved around freely there. So I guess we'll continue to deal with things as they come.
Does it take some getting used to from a training perspective, working out, just getting kids back into the flow? I mean, you've got athletes on this team now that do not remember a time pre-pandemic here, and you almost have to teach them what it's like at a college program when there's not all that stuff.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see them do victory laps. One of the things we were joking about in our coaching staff is kids look different. Like, they look different when you see their whole face. Like, I didn't know her nose looked like that, or her chin was like that, or look at his head, look at the way his face is shaped. So, like, they look a little different now that there's no mask on. So, if that's a sense of normalcy, we're definitely getting some experience with that.
How you liking the new addition over your shoulder there?
Not bad at all. We're still trying to work out some kinks with that, and hopefully be able to have that thing moving by the time we get to the Pac-12.
You mentioned the soft opening last year. Was that beneficial be able to get in here and have a soft opening?
It was beneficial for our meet directors, the people that help make this thing go, all of our support staff, because they got a little bit of a sense of flow and how things are flow, because it's 100% different from a meet perspective on how the fans move around, different for the coaches as well, because sometimes the sight lines are a little different from the old Hayward field and where you can coach from and where you can get instruction from, and being so close has been a tremendous asset. You know, there's nowhere in the country that the fans or the coaches are this close to the competition.
You mentioned kind of middle distance for this meet. What does that look like on the men's side after the key pieces you lost after last season?
Yeah, it's going to see a lot of newcomers. So a lot of newcomers there. Like there's some highlighter races there. You'll see some kids trying to get some regional marks in the 10K. You'll see of course, some highlighter races there in the 5K, trying to get some regional marks. Everything now about this season until we get to the championship season is all about trying to position yourself in the top 48 to get to the first round of the NCAAs, which is regional marks that I'm referring to. And you'll see some hot 15s, some good 800s, a lot of new kids on our team. Like we have 107 kids on our team, and a lot of those are freshmen and sophomores, and as he referenced earlier, some of those don't know what it's like to be at a real Hayward field.
Did you say 107?